If you're a horror fan, this is probably the biggest 4K box set that's ever been released. I've got in my hands right now the new Nightmare on Elm Street 7-film Steelbook collection, all presented here on 4K Blu-ray, most of them for the very first time outside of the original film. I'm going to take you through this box set, show you each of the Steelbooks, show you the packaging, we'll talk special features, I'll give you a quick breakdown of each of the 4K transfers as well, and what this set includes. So to kick things off, let's take a look at this set. What you are seeing is actually the back side, and it has some kind of like embossing, debossing. There's some rips and tears in Freddy's shirt. It's very cool. As you go around, you still get that on the side. There's a little rip here. On the top of it is a Nightmare on Elm Street, and this is embossed, and a little bit more action on the side. But I love the whole front back that it looks like Freddy's sweater. And then when you get to the back, that's where you've got all of your steelbooks. So there's a steelbook individually for each of the 7 films in this series. They all have their own artwork, which I will show you, and they are in this really cool set, which it's sort of close to what they did for Jurassic World. It's close to what they did for I think the Rambo movies. It has like this foam insert in between, so these cases are never actually touching each other, and they're in here very securely, which is good. The spines are all nice and uniform. They're numbered on the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, it looks and feels like a premium set. So far, I feel like you're gonna get your money's worth with this one. So now let me show you each of the individual releases, starting with the first film. Here is the cover art for that first film. Here's the back art, nothing really too crazy there. On the inside of that, you do get your certificate of authenticity in that first set and the digital code, which has all 7 movies in 4K. And then here is what the inside looks like, just the 4K discs. So there's no Blu-ray or DVD included. Now moving to part 2, Freddy's Revenge. Here is your front cover art. Here's your back cover. It's kind of interesting. They do sort of like this colored art on the front and then almost like this kind of black and white dream state on the back. And then opening this up, here's your interior. Now, this is my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street movies. You got Dream Warriors, love the classic artwork on the front. Backside has that famous TV scene. And then opening it up, you've got your discs. They're all in red, very nice and uniform. And here's some of that artwork. For the 4th film in the series, The Dream Master, here's your front art. Here's your back art. Popping this open, this has one of my favorite interior artworks because you got a really, really nice shot of Freddy right there. For Elm Street 5, The Dream Child, here's the front art, back art, and popping this open, this is also some pretty great artwork on the inside with Freddy. Love to see that. Now for the 6th film, Freddy's Dead, The New Nightmare, here is your front artwork, pretty basic stuff. Back art here, and these are all matte finish, so I'm actually not getting any fingerprints on them, which is great. And then the cool thing about this is here are your 3D glasses. So this movie does have some 3D sequences. They're just the regular like red and blue 3D glasses. You don't need a 3D TV to enjoy this. And here's the interior artwork. So that's very nice that they included that in the package. And then finally, you've got Wes Craven's New Nightmare. Here's the front art for that one. Here's the back artwork, and popping this open, we get a pretty great moment from the movie, the tongue coming right out of the phone. Kind of diabolical, but I do love that artwork. So all around, like, these steelbooks are pretty nice. They have great front and back artwork. They have artwork on the inside. The discs don't have any art. They're all just that same red color, but you've got the 3D included. And on both Nightmare on Elm Street, the original, and Nightmare on Elm Street 5, you are getting both the theatrical and the unrated version. Now, you will notice there is a film missing from this set. It is that Nightmare on Elm Street remake, which is, I think, 2010 in there. Not part of this set because the rights are held differently. So it actually has never been part of the sets. They've always been a 7-film set. Just like Friday the 13th and Halloween, they've all got their weird rights issues, and Freddy's no different. So you're not getting the complete Nightmare on Elm Street, but honestly, you're getting the 7 that have Robert Englund in them, and that's all I really care about. Now, obviously I didn't have the time yet to watch all 7 of these movies on 4K before I just got this in. So before I made this video, I did watch a few of these. I've already seen the original Nightmare on Elm Street, which does look great. It's a great 4K transfer. I also watched part 3 because that's one of my favorites, Dream Warriors. I thought that looked fantastic. And I popped in a couple of the newer ones like New Nightmare, and those also look great. So overall, like, these are all really solid. Are they all like the greatest 4K discs you're ever going to see? I think the original looks really great. Dream Warriors looks really great. I mean, are they going to compete with, 2001: A Space Odyssey, or some modern film like Dune on 4K? Like, no, but they also don't have to. These are the best that these films have ever looked. You've got the uncut versions of the first and fifth film. You've got the 3D on 6. You've got everything you want here as a Nightmare on Elm Street fan. So it is a pretty comprehensive set. And you'll notice there was no special features disc. So the special features are on each of the individual discs. If they have special features, they've been included. Now, I will say they're pretty limited. They've also been delayed. So I know some of you might still be waiting for yours, even waiting for the standard editions of this Nightmare on Elm Street collection, which will have all the same 7 movies just in standard packaging. Apparently, there were some delays. There were some shipping delays. There were some production delays. And these are fairly limited. I believe it's about 10 to 15,000 is what I was hearing. I haven't actually heard a real number, but that's not actually, in today's world, doesn't seem crazy when there's special editions out there from other companies that are only 2 or 3,000. So call it 15,000 of these sets for what they're selling them for, I think it's fairly decent. The problem is you are going to get scalpers, and they are already up on eBay. If you get this for the list price, I think it's well worth it if you're a super fan. This is the type of thing that is worth it for the horror movie guys, just like the Halloween set was, just like that great Friday the 13th set was from Scream Factory a few years back, which is still my favorite. I have all those movies still in that box set. This is that collection for Nightmare on Elm Street that we have not had. We've had these other franchises, but not Elm Street. So I'm personally very excited. I think it looks fantastic. It has a nice matte finish. It's embossed, debossed. It has all the premium packaging, 7 different steelbooks. I mean, this is what you'd expect for this price point, and I think it's a pretty reasonable price considering what you're getting. Now, would I pay the scalper fees? No. I would wait and see if some of these start to trickle back out, because 15,000 in 2025, that's a lot of limited editions. I have a feeling that there may be some more sitting around that will make their way to retailers, even though they're saying they may be sold out right now. Give it some time. It's a big release. We know how physical media is in 2025, how everything is. Shipping, production worldwide is a mess, so give it some time. But I do think it's well worth it. Warner Brothers and Studio Distribution Services, they've done a really great job with this box set. This is the kind of premium stuff that collectors are going to go crazy for, and I just hope that collectors can get their hands on it instead of the scalpers, because that would be a real disappointment. But just keep in mind, there is a standard edition as well. So if you're not crazy about steelbooks, you just want to own all these movies in 4K, for $100 you can get all 7 of these movies in 4K. So that works out to what, $15 a disc? That's a pretty good deal considering you'd pay $25 for a single 4K movie. You can get the whole collection for $99. So that is another option, and those should be more widely available as well. That's kind of the breakdown here. That's the set. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm definitely going to enjoy this. Great timing, getting it in the beginning of October. I hope you all get yours in October as well, so you can enjoy them, do some spooky season watching, have a great time with Freddy. And it's so great that, this big cornerstone, Halloween and Michael Myers had their 4K discs. They've got more 4K than anybody else at this point. You got Friday the 13th and a couple of those films on 4K, at least remastered on Blu-ray and the later franchise. But man, now we've got Freddy into the mix. So kind of the whole horror trilogy icon, they're all complete now, and most of them are in 4K. It's a great time to be a horror movie fan, a physical media collector, a fan of 4K media. And this set just goes to show, this is the future of physical media right here, is geared towards collectors like us. And, hopefully they can figure out the other issues in shipping and scalping. But if they do, it's a good time to be alive, because I'll tell you, my previous 7-film Nightmare on Elm Street collection was not nearly as nice as this one. So if you guys want to grab it, I'll put some links in the description to like groove.com, to Amazon, both to this and the standard. Keep an eye on the limited edition here, see if it comes back in stock. If not, standard's always a great option, and at least you get the movies in a high quality format, especially if you don't care about packaging as much. So thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I hope you get your hands on these soon. I hope you have a great October and watch some incredible horror movies. I know I will be. And I hope you subscribe here to the channel if you want more videos like this. Also, make sure to follow me on Instagram, TikTok, follow my Substack blog, check out my new book, Lost in the Stream, which is available to buy everywhere. All those links will be down in the video description as well. So I really appreciate it. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, stay healthy out there, and I'll talk to you soon.